Alright, I'm going to show you this case here real quick. I put a really nice artifact into here. If a piece makes it to this frame, it's got to be pretty good. But this video, I'll be taking you into the wilderness where there's a lot of quarry sites for Upper Mercer chert. All along this creek within this wilderness, there's pits where the ancient Native Americans sourced material to make these flint artifacts or chert artifacts. So if you hear something in the background, I got a woodpecker banging around. Probably trying to get some bugs out of some bark. Let's get it to hunt. And when this is done, I'll come back and I'll show you this piece. This is an old logging trail that came down into here. They bulldozed this. At the front of this, I found a flint axe at the front of this trail right here. What, 2-3 years ago, something like that. When you know it, everybody. Finally get one this morning. That son of a gun is damned broken. Hinge broke. Yep, some kind of, oops. Guess I can't hurt it too much more. It already is. I guess it's a, it's a stem point, but it's kind of flared out there. If you can see that. Yeah. Big open notches. Huh. I'm not calling it a motley, but yeah, great big open notches. Well, that's a shame. I might find another. I'll stay on it. That's all I can do is hunt and try. Okay, at this point I'm what, 40 yards from where I found that broken half a point, but I'm still close to the pits. And on this high ground there's this ridge, and I'm telling you, this is where they set and they did a lot of their artifact manufacturing. But look at this. This stuff's just laying right on the surface of the ground. I think that's a chert hammerstone. Right next to a piece of cracked up, old burned up campfire rock. And then this tree that fell down, I looked and there's just stuff popping out all over. Heat treated Upper Mercer, sand, burned up sandstone, big cores. And it's not all chert either. Check this out. Here's some flint ridge. There's another flake of it. Look at it. There's a nice little thin flake of it right there. Yeah. Excellent spot to be looking for artifacts, wouldn't you say? Well, they chipped around on it. It's really just a great big flake. But to a larger point here, I think I just found an area that's very diggable. I'd have to say. There's some, I'd almost guarantee you there's some really nice artifacts under my feet at this very moment, right here at this spot. That's kind of thin, but that's just a flake. But they were doing a lot of work here, and there's a lot of discarded, what I would call refuse in chunk. And it's not just Upper Mercer. There is like Flint Ridge as well. But yeah, a lot of like refuse and chunked up stuff, and a lot of burned up rock on this side of the pit. So I think they were throwing a refuse on this side towards like this south slope that leads into the creek, and then on the higher ground above that quarry is where they stayed. Maybe made finer artifacts. But yes, I just picked up this really burned up hammerstone. Yeah. It's flattened, very smooth, and just beat all to hell right there. I got one of the best nutting stones made out of reddened, heat-treated sandstone. Yeah, nutters right there, and it was like a shape of a pentagonal. Yeah, a 5-sided pentagonal point, like almost like an effigy. I'd have to say that's the best nutter I've ever found. But it was in this area. right next to me here, probably within about 15 yards. But as you can see here, that the big pit's there, but they were digging in all these little areas right in here. Like right here, I suspect this low area here. This is another small little pit that they dug. But there is junk. There is Indian, ancient Native American refuse rubble. Big hunks of rock and burned up stuff, busted up stuff, and it flows all the way down to this creek. Underneath my feet right here, there is all kinds of these hammerstones. There could be thousands of them, at least hundreds. I've gotten a lot of them out of here. A lot of stone tools in this area. I haven't moved anywhere. I just looked at the tree right next to me. See what I'm saying? Look at this stuff. All this come out of that quarry. They were heat treating it. They were banging around on it. Get it to like a preform stage, and then they were making finer artifacts. Yeah, that is most definitely heat treated material. Without a doubt, everybody. That's what heat treated Upper Mercer starts looking like, at least some of it. Yep. It's just all over in here. Okay, as I said, right down there's the creek, and you see how you come up and you come up and you come up, and then boom, this big lip, and then the pit. So they dug into here, and then they threw their refuse and their outkick over the edge right here, this lip. Can you imagine what's underneath my feet right here? Who knows, right? The ancient Native Americans created this great big lump of dirt right here, and underneath of my feet is just all kinds of chert chippings and refuse once again. All right, got my third artifact of the day. It's a little blade made off the flake. You can see where they spalled it off the core. Yep. Little blade. Nice little tool. Cute. Man, everybody check this out. That's a Lancet. Look how paper thin and flawless this is. Very light usage towards the end there. Kind of like worked it to where they could maybe put a handle on it. Look at this tool. And it's just razor sharp. Watch this. Look at that. Just sharp as all get out. It's amazing. Yeah, I just got this other hammerstone out of there. Smooth around the sides and beat up on the end. I don't know if I'm going to carry them out of there. I can set them on that rock and get them next time I come in. Or when I work my way back out of here. But it's just everywhere, everyone. The flint is... Yeah, it's in here, and there's not a lot of it, but there is Flint Ridge too. Look at that stuff. The limestone still stuck on it. Right there. Flint Ridge material. Right there. See what I'm saying? They were quarrying it here, but they are also packing in material from other places. I imagine it was... I've said this before on the channel. I believe there was a large trade network here in this area. I really do. They were packing in stuff. They were sending stuff out. I'd say that qualifies as trade to me. You know, look, they got this tore up, son. You know, there's not a lot of water in this woods. So this watering hole, I mean... If I was hunting this woods, I would be right here on opening day, opening morning. I mean, look at this tree. That's a velvet rub. That ain't no, you know, high testosterone, you know, rut-raged monster buck, you know, going crazy because of the rut. That's a velvet rub. That's amazing. Yeah. Some of that up on, like, some of that's blood. Yeah. Look at that. That's just, amazing. Yeah, it's like, I'm thinking like almost like 1 week before I thought I'd even start seeing this. So yeah, can't wait for deer season. I don't know, 2, 3 years ago, I said I was going to dig this spot, this hill, this little lump right here over top of this creek. And I come up out of there, as you can see, it's just mud, you know, it's about all the water's almost gone. I thought, well, I'll walk up here and check it out. Well, one year there was hornets' nests in here. There's a lot of, I always walk it over because you can see there's groundhogs that dig in there and they leave stuff out. I'll be damned. That's a nutting stone. Laying right out. It's double pitted. It's double pitted, yeah. Yeah, one of these days I've gotta dig this. There's flint all over the hell up here. I'll show you. Look at this. See what I'm saying? Look at that. Hey, getting that nutting stone, a lot of folks wouldn't think too much of it, but hey, I like finding just artifacts, everybody. It doesn't always have to be like the greatest thing of all time. Just something really old. Look at that piece of burned up rock right next to. I can't believe that. That's hard to believe. Yeah, it's like it's got 3 holes in it. 2 right there and 1 right there. And I think they tried to make another one right beside it. That's I'll take it. I'll take it. That's nice. I'm real happy with that. Daymaker. Okay, well, let me go ahead and talk about this nutting stone. See, what they would do is these holes, what I believe is they would reprime their antlers that they would bop with, to nap and to chip at flint. Wow, that's Flint Ridge. That's Flint Ridge right there, buddy. I think that's been in the fire. That is amazing looking. But anyway, so they'd sit up here on this hill with their deer antler. I just showed you a big buck deal right over there. And, they'd hunt this and they'd get them deer and then they'd turn the antlers into tools. And that's what they would use to make artifacts with. Look, there's another piece of burned up sandstone right there. It's all over the place. I imagine this is loaded with some great stuff. Man, am I happy that the stinking hornets ain't into here. I got run out of here last year. I mean, they were on me. I didn't film that. But yeah, I had to haul ass out of here. Hornets kill you. You know. Well, I'm going to hunt this little hill over. I'm going to look at all this stuff. It's amazing. You just never know what you can find. I could have turned around and left, but I'm glad I didn't. Which I'm kind of short on time, but I got up to here. I seen this. I picked up another end scraper, like down inside the creek there, and I didn't film it. It's okay. It's an artifact, but when I picked that up, I started looking around, because here's all kinds of stuff. Here's another piece of chert. There's another one. Hear that? So, there's a couple more pieces. So I started looking around, and sure enough, boom. So was that like a preform for an end scraper? Because that's what I'm thinking. But that's a highly, fashioned and finished end scraper there. That's a good one. Nice heavy lip on it. All right. Well, I got 2 hard stone artifacts, a hammer stone and a nutter, and half a point, a couple end scrapers, lancets, all kinds of stuff. But I'm heading out of here, buddy. So, well, we'll see you soon. Deer season is right up upon us. And I do think that this year I'm going to do some live hunts. So, hopefully I don't offend anybody, but that's what hunting's all about. You gotta harvest the game to eat them. And, well, that involves some killing. So hopefully I don't offend too many people, but I don't know what to tell you. I can't eat them if I can't harvest them. And that's why I do it. I love to eat venison. I mean, I love it. I can't wait to hunt. Yeah, jonesing for it. All right, see you. Well, I guess we'll look at these chert artifacts first here. I think this is a preform. I thought it was an end scraper at first, but as you can see, I didn't clean it. But yeah, I think this is a preform. It's a good thin one. But I do believe that's all that is, a preform now. The end scraper, yeah, that was a nice find. That's another good find from there. This Lancet, as you can see there in the inside of that right there is usage. All Upper Mercer chert, everyone, sourced right here within this wilderness. This is odd. Is this another preform, or is it some kind of a scraper of some form? I don't know. It was definitely used or manipulated in some way. And this thing here, this little blade, tool, has a high medial ridge. It's unifaced. This is nice, isn't it? As you can see, look how green it is. This is what was facing upward to the sky, was exposed to the elements. You flip it over and it's totally different, as you can see in that crevasse. You can tell there was a little bit of heat that got to this. There's some blackening right here. So this was right there, right up on the side of that hill, that little hill above the creek, real close to where I found that Lancet, and even closer to where I found the best point of a few years ago. It's a beveled dovetail. So this is going to get put up. You know, this isn't going to be with a bunch of other things I have as displayed. This will be put away. There's at least two holes right here on this side. 1, 2, and then at least 3. 1, 2, 3 on this one. I do believe they also use this to polish with, or maybe to grind with. And it's, you know, very smooth. But I was thinking, though, how many more years of water and moisture getting inside that, and then the harsh Ohio winters freezing that moisture? I just wonder how many more years it was going to be till this thing was busted open and ruined forever. I'm glad I recovered it. This is a good piece. Good piece. All right, well, let's get to that frame and let's look at that wonderful Lancet. That is a very high quality piece for what it is. I'm proud to have found it. It's one of the best I've ever found in my life. So let's look at that case. And there you go. That is super nice, isn't it? Right next to the closest point that I have found to this. Both of them come out of the same creek. Maybe about 30 yards apart. It is amazing. So this is one of the best Lancets that I have ever found. Now the Lancet blade is basically like an ancient razor blade, or a utility knife for the ancients. But that is amazing. That is heat treated Upper Mercer chert. It is turned tanned. I mean, look at that thing. It is amazing. And this point here, which now I've looked at it quite a bit, and I do believe it's a notched base dovetail. It's extremely beveled. And this point also is found in that woods with many other ones into here. I'm not going to go at length, but this place is great, everybody, to find some good artifacts. This is probably the oldest point. This was found in that creek as well, and it's an Ohio paleo stem lance, or an eastern stem lance. It's damaged bad, but it was also recovered and found in that creek. So thanks for watching, my friends. Be going back into here in the years to come. You know, I'm going to be hunting it more. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.